So, Councilman, as June being LGBTQ Pride Month and the council's first openly gay member, I recall there being a lot of hateful rhetoric directed your way initially. What messages of support did you receive during that time, and what things do you want to ensure you accomplish to address the various barriers and needs of our LGBTQ community here?
Last year, when I organized the first series of Pride events here in Montgomery County, I did receive a number of hateful messages and phone calls, and it resulted in us not answering our phones in my office for about 3 days because of the influx in hateful messages. And so here we are 1 year later, and we are in Pride Month, and I have another series of events, this time virtual. We couldn't do them in public, in public spaces, but it has redoubled my effort to make sure that we let everybody know that Montgomery County remains a beautifully inclusive and welcoming place for everybody. And so that is my commitment this year in the second year of Pride. But we are in turbulent times as well, and as we recognize that Black Lives Matter, and that there needs to be more police accountability for the law enforcement. It's also important to recognize that Pride Month started as a result of the New York City police breaking into the Stonewall Inn in New York City. And it was civil unrest because of police brutality against individuals from the LGBTQ community of all colors and races. And so remembering that is the origin story for Pride Month. I think it is only fitting that here we are in June, recognizing that there is a lot of civil unrest and strife that's going on, that LGBTQ Pride Month and Black Lives Matters are all fighting for the same thing, and that is a fair and just society where people can feel safe and live their lives regardless of the color of their skin, regardless of their immigration status, regardless of how they identify or whom they love. And that is what we need to celebrate and continue fighting for this Pride Month and every month of the year.
So, I appreciate that response. Kind of as a natural segue off of that, certainly there's a lot of concern nationally as well as locally for Black people in particular, such as myself. Not only have I had to navigate the world as a Black man for the entirety of my life, but I also happen to be a parent of 2 Black children. And obviously, it's nothing new. Historically, the relationship between our Black community and law enforcement has been a rather tenuous and tough one. What messages do you have for Montgomery County citizens, especially Black Montgomery County citizens, as in terms of what they should expect in their interactions with Montgomery County Police Department?
We here in Montgomery County pride ourselves on our progressive, inclusive values, but sometimes we don't walk the walk. And I know that there are incredibly well-intentioned members of our police force, but we can always strive to do better and be better, regardless of the occupation one has, regardless of their position in life. We need to constantly work on being better selves. And so I recently spoken with the county executive, and we're going to be implementing and suggesting some changes here in the county to make sure that our police department is more responsive and mindful of every type of individual that lives here. We have 1.1 million people living in Montgomery County, and not everybody's the same. Different tactics and strategies are required for different types of individuals. And so these are the things that we're going to continue pushing for. More reforms, different types of policing styles, but then also there are state level laws that need to change as well to allow us and the police force to be better, because one of the things that's disturbed me most about the incidents, particularly in Minneapolis, was that some of these police officers had track records, and they were able to remain hidden or at least be open secrets without having anything come of it, without having any negative implication for that police officer's career. And some of those protections remain here in the state of Maryland at the state level. So we really need to work with our state delegates and state senators to make sure that we can modernize and update some of the state level laws so that we can be better here at the Montgomery County Police Department.